He did not forget your number. That is what makes it hurt. He knows where you are. He knows you are getting older. He knows one phone call would mean something to you. And still, the phone stays quiet. Not for one day, not for 1 week. Long enough for you to start checking it without admitting why. You tell yourself, he is busy. He has his own life now. Maybe he will call this weekend. But deep down, another thought appears. What did I do wrong? And the hardest part is this. He may still love you. He may still respect you. He may even feel guilty for not calling. Most parents think when a grown child stops calling, it means they do not care. But often, the relationship is not broken. It just no longer feels light. A call with you may not feel like connection anymore. It may feel like returning to an old role. The child who must explain, the child who must listen, the child who must stay grateful. Because sometimes the child who stopped calling is not trying to punish you. They are trying not to become small again. The call is not the real problem. When an adult child stops calling, the phone is not the real problem. The call is only the symbol. Behind it, there may be years of small moments that made connection feel heavy. Maybe every call turns into questions. Where have you been? Why did you not call sooner? When are you visiting? What is going on with your job? The parent may think these questions show care, but the child may hear something else. Pressure, disappointment, judgment, a reminder that they are still being measured. So the child avoids the call, not because they hate the parent, but because they already know how the call will feel. The sigh, the comments, the guilt, the old role. And suddenly, calling home feels less like love and more like walking into a room where you already know you will be corrected. Love can become too heavy. Many parents say, I only wanted to be close, and that may be true. But closeness cannot survive when one side feels responsible for the other person's emotions. If every missed call becomes personal, the child feels trapped. If every call begins with, "You never call me," then the call becomes punishment. And once a call feels like punishment, the child delays the next one. This is how silence grows, not from one big fight, but from a pattern where connection always comes with a cost. The adult child thinks, if I call, I will feel guilty. If I do not call, I will feel guilty. So they choose the guilt that gives them more peace. That is what many parents miss. They think, I am only asking for one phone call. But the child is not avoiding one phone call. They are avoiding the feeling that comes with it. They may still love you. Distance does not always mean lack of love. Sometimes it means the child does not know how to love you without losing themselves. They may think about you more than you know. They may feel shame when they see your name on the screen. They may tell themselves, I should call. Then they wait. Then too much time passes. Now the call feels even harder, because now they need to explain why they did not call before. So they wait again, and the silence gets heavier. This is why some adult children send short messages instead. Hope you are okay. Happy birthday. Busy week. We'll call soon. It looks cold from the outside. But sometimes it is the only form of contact that does not pull them back into the old emotional storm. They are trying to stay connected without being swallowed. They keep one small bridge open, just not wide enough for everything to come through. The old role is hard to escape. When adult children call their parents, they often do not feel like adults. They feel 12 again. The same voice, the same tone, the same family rules. One sentence can pull them back. You always were too sensitive. You never listen. You think you know everything now. And suddenly the adult, with a job, a family, bills and responsibilities, feels small again. This is why a grown child may talk easily with friends, partners, or coworkers, but become tense with a parent. With other people, they feel like who they are now. With the parent, they feel like who they had to be then. The quiet child, the strong child, the obedient child, the child who kept peace. So when the phone rings, they are not only hearing a call, they are hearing the past. And sometimes the past is too loud. What parents often miss. A parent may say, "But I never abused them." And that may be true. But emotional distance is not always created by obvious cruelty. Sometimes it is created by not being safe to disagree, not being safe to be sad, not being safe to say, "You hurt me," without the conversation becoming about the parent's pain. A child can grow up in a decent home and still learn to hide. They may have had food, clothes, school, and protection, but maybe they did not have emotional room. Room to be different. Room to be honest. Room to disappoint you without feeling like they destroyed you. And when they become adults, they finally create that room with distance. Not because distance is perfect, but because distance gives them control. For the first time, they can choose how close is safe. What can change the pattern? The instinct of many parents is to chase, to call more, to send longer messages, to say, "Why are you doing this to me?" But pressure rarely brings back warmth. It usually confirms the child's fear, because if every call ends with guilt, the child learns that love is not free. It has a bill attached to it. A better question is not, "Why don't you call me?" A better question is, "What does it feel like when you do?" That question is harder, because it requires listening without defending. It requires not turning their answer into a trial. Try saying, "I miss hearing from you, but I do not want every call to feel like pressure." Or simply, "I am here. No lecture, no guilt." That does not guarantee they will call tomorrow, but it changes the emotional meaning of the call. It makes the phone less dangerous. And sometimes, that is where reconnection begins. Not with a perfect conversation, but with one call that does not make the child feel small. The painful truth. Adult children do not always stop calling because they stop caring. Sometimes they stop calling because every call reminds them of who they were never allowed to be. The parent hears silence and thinks, "They forgot me." The child feels silence and thinks, "This is the only way I can breathe." Both sides hurt. The parent feels abandoned. The child feels trapped. The parent wants closeness. The child wants safety. The parent waits for the child to call first. The child waits for the call to finally feel safe. And both people keep waiting. That is the tragedy. Not hate, not always cruelty. Just two people sitting on opposite sides of the same silence, each hoping the other will understand first. But quiet does not have to mean the end. Sometimes quiet is an invitation to build something different. Not a relationship based on guilt, not a relationship based on duty, not a relationship where love means control, but something more honest, adult to adult, voice to voice, without the old role waiting on the other end of the line. If this video made you think of someone, ask one honest question. Does calling home feel like connection, or does it feel like returning to an old role? Because sometimes a silent phone is not empty. It is full of things nobody knew how to say.